starts with one thing. I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to explain in due time. All I know, time is a valuable thing. Watch it fly by as the pendulum swings. Watch it count down till the end of the day. The clock takes life away. It's so unreal. Didn't look out below. Watch the time go right out the window. Trying to hold on, didn't even know I wasted it all just to watch you go. I kept everything inside, and even though I tried, it all fell apart. What it meant to me will eventually be a memory of a time I tried so hard and got so far. In the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. One thing, I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to remind myself how I tried so hard. In spite of the way you were mocking me, acting like I was part of your property, remembering all the times you fought with me, I'm surprised it got so. Things aren't the way they were before. You wouldn't even recognize me anymore. Not that you knew me back then, but it all comes back to me in the end. You kept everything inside, and even though I tried, it all fell apart. What it meant to me will eventually be a memory of a time I tried so hard and got so far. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I put my trust in you, just as far as I can go. For all this, there's only one thing you should know. I've put my trust in you, pushed as far as I can go. For all this, there's only one thing you should know. I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all, but in the end, it doesn't even matter.
Welcome to the Alan Show. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today is Wednesday, June 3rd. Have you had enough yet? Have you had enough yet? Have you turned on your light of knowledge to protect your family, yourself, or you still waiting for the world to change? Like the song from yesterday. Linkin Park, guys, awesome song. It's called In the End, for those who were not familiar with it. Very awesome song. Let me tell you why I bring this song to you. It's very simple.
When they do?
Sorry about that. You know, my show is not edited, so there's going to be mistakes always. Life is not perfect. A lot of people want to have a perfect life. And then in the end, it doesn't even matter. Let me tell you why I put that song today. When I was raising my kids, right, I always listened to what they were listening to because, you know, it's a form of parenting. And when they go into those crucial years, you know, coming out of elementary into junior high, right? That junior high, that fantastic junior high, those 2 years, especially, I don't know how they have school now, but when my kids were in school, they had 2 years where they went to this 7th and 8th, right? 7th and 8th. And so I pay attention to what they were doing on the computer or what they were doing in music and things like that. So I was very attached. I love music all my life, and I love all kinds of music. But the one thing that I noticed is the music from the time I was growing up, from the music of my parents and the music of my grandparents, which I still have, we're getting raunchier, like grouchy, like angry, like a lot of, right? And I said, wait a minute, I always ask questions. So I will ask people, and I will ask the kids, right? And I get these little vague answers, but then I listen to the lyrics. There's a lot of prophetic wisdom in music, especially in music that is that powerful. That group, awesome music. I love that music. It taught me so much about my own person and my kids and how other kids are thinking. It's not about saying, hey, you can't listen to that. Like my parents, right? You can't listen you can't see that. And then you go, oh, blindfolded right into, right? No. Let's see what you're listening to and why. Right? Now, we know a lot of people have reasons to be upset, angry, demoralized, maybe. But there are other people that likes to join the bandwagon. They have no reason for it. Just because, they can hide behind other people and do their mischiefs, right? So, yeah, some music can be very influential on people, right? We see it all the time, right? And some music can be very inspirational to some music. We go from ranges of gospel music into funk, soul music. Who doesn't like the funk, right? I have this show on Saturdays called Saturday Funk Dance. So I hope you guys watch it. I got a couple of them already made. And this Saturday I'm making another one, bringing the 70s music, bringing the soul funk. I'm going to do a latest version this weekend. So if you guys, tuning in and like it, watch it. It's pretty cool. I think it's cool. At least I exercise. I don't know you. Hey, I'll exercise. You gotta be fit these days. These are days of fitness. Guys, we heard the term, only the strong will survive, right? We hear terms like that. And throughout the world, right, we see people having different types of experiences while at the same time we are not touched by it. Well, today, what is the show about? Today, the show is called Loaf of Bread. As a salesman, I'm not a preacher, guys, but there's a lot of spirituality in a salesman, believe it or not, because a lot of the foundations of the teachings in selling has a lot to do with an inspiration, and it's in the books. There's a lot of selling in the holy books, right? You hear all the time about the merchants, right? The merchants that went into the town, the scales, when you tip the scales, right? It all comes from right here. Remember when you go to the supermarket and you buy your meat, right? You buy your meat. And the scale, right, cannot be tipped. And guess what? All that comes from religion, from the values of religion and fairness, right? You see, they have a sticker on it that says that he has been inspected, right? So that means you are getting the amount that you're paying for, right? You pay for it, and this is the amount. If you tip the scale, right, then you can get in trouble. Fines up to like thousands of dollars. It could be bad for you. They can shut you down if you continuously do things like that. So let's talk about this, guys. Are we people who like to play fair, or do we like to kind of tip the scale on our side, right? Well, we're going to talk about something really serious today. Guys, when you hear something and it talks to you, you need to take action. We're living in very fast changing times. The subtopic of today is hyperinflation. You hear this word all the time, right? Still not sinking in yet. All right. But before that, let me introduce you to my wonderful assistant and friend and brother and whatever you want to call it, but Mr. Dami. Hi guys, welcome to this Wednesday. Welcome. Listen to this guy, man. This guy knows a lot of things because he's dealt with people all his life. Listen, guys. You know that food that you eat in the supermarket is about to get funky out there. So please listen. Thank you guys. And my lovely Mrs. Clip. She's the one that brings in the word of the day and teaches us a lot of things that we know. No. Hi guys, welcome. Happy Wednesday. I'm going to give you the word of the day, which is wrath. 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 You don't want to miss that. Thank you guys for tuning in. Come and visit me in the library. Bring your kids. We're going to check out some good books and some wholesome entertainment, and we're going to have some fun together. Bye. Have a great Wednesday. Thank you, Mrs. Clip. The word of the day is wrath. 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 You hear about the word wrath of God, right? Let me illustrate this so that you understand what a salesman knows that you perhaps know, but may not be in the forefront of your priorities. So I'm going to bring it to you so you can decide for yourself. Let's bring a little illustration here. In the 1950s, did you know this? That this country right here, that you hear on the news all the time, and I guess we having beef with it, is called Venezuela, right there. Venezuela, right there. El país de Venezuela. Yo hablo español muy bien. Did you know, and I knew this growing up, as a kid growing up, did you know that in the 1950, okay, this is per nation master, is a comparison of countries, but in the 1950, did you know that Venezuela was the fourth largest economy in the world? Let me see who was first here, because I'm looking at this, and it was, there you go. Venezuela was the fourth largest. It ranked like this. All right, so we can, God Lord, you get all these pop-ups now in the internet, right? According to Nation Masters, right, in the 1950, when we are right out of World War II and our economies are booming, right? Remember the 50s, the glorious 50s, right? Venezuela, right there, was the fourth largest economy per gross domestic product. You know, all those oil products and stuff. Supply fuel to Latin America and so forth, the world, right? The first one was United States. The second one was Switzerland. The third one was New Zealand. And the fourth was Venezuela. Then Australia. You see how these powerhouses that have shifted through the years? Canada was in the top 10. It was number 6. Sweden, number 7. Denmark and all those Nordic countries, right? The Nordic powerhouses. And the Netherlands and Belgium. France was 11. What happened? A loaf of bread. But this show is not about Venezuela. This show is about us. You know, anytime somebody stands up in front of people or I had this experience in sales. Anytime we had a new sales manager, he always stood up in front of us and said, I'm going to make your lives better. I'm going to be the savior of your problems. Right? Where do you hear that all the time? You got to be very careful when somebody's trying to save you and you don't know, and you're not in any, right? Let's talk about a loaf of bread. Well, here it is, guys. You know, you can be an economist and go through all these equations and bunch of numbers that you can fill up a bucket just to come out with number 2. Or you can just go to the supermarket. Even the bread doesn't really have that smell of bread anymore. It's like there's a lot of air here, very little ingredients. But thank God there's bread, right? Are we at that point yet? Thank God we have bread? Well, I'm going to illustrate something to you. Last year, around this time, I could go to the supermarket and get 5 of these for $1. Now, I went to the supermarket and got 3 for $1. Now, it's the same dollar, but I get less bread. Now you're getting it. Let's talk about it. 5 breads, $1. 3 breads, $1. Not even a year later, perhaps a year later. Hey, I'm still young. I don't plan to, crack pretty soon. So I'm thinking about that. The same bread now is worth more. It costs more. Now, here's one of the alarming ones. Last year, around this time, meat, right? Good meat. I was buying this same meat for about $6 a pound, which is expensive in comparison to other meats, right? For us, right? Now, you can see the price right here is $9.99 a pound. The same meat, the same weight. What is that? 60% more? About 60%? No, actually 80% more. From $6 to $10. So that's about 70% more. Wait a minute. What happened to that 2%, 3% inflation, right? Good luck with those numbers, right? They might be talking about other people from another planet, right? Now, how things trickle down is slowly. It's like, have you ever had a B12 shot? They go like, because it hurts. It's good for you, but it hurts. So when people say, I'm going to save you, save me from what? How many countries do you know out there where people are literally down to either one bread or no bread? Now, we are entering into a global crisis. It's not only Colombia, Venezuela, Honduras, Mexico. No. This is worldwide, my friends. But why did I put that song in the end? Well, there was a philosophy that was rise up from World War II where people embrace building up their countries. Because they saw so much destruction and so much pain that their psychology changed, right? They wanted to build up their countries. They wanted to, it's sort of a form of a renaissance. People became more loving to one another. That's the word love, right? Love. What is love? Love It's a fruit of the Spirit, and it's a sacrifice that you put yourself for a moment second, so you let one person in front of you. Anytime we do this, like in the supermarket, somebody has all this, you have all those 3 carts full of things, and somebody has 4 things, and you go ahead, you know. You don't want to be a jack, right? But some people, they don't care. They say, no, my time, my line, my place. So a lot of the youth in the last few decades are out there today on the streets. Because in the end, it doesn't even matter. There's one thing that happens to people when they see no hope. When they, you know, and let's go to this right here. Envy, pride, and wrath. You see people out there today, this week, they're doing these things and they're proud of it. They want to film it. They put themselves, right? Where did this start? It started with this. Well, I'm okay. That's where my job ends. As long as I'm okay, that's where my job ends. Well, guys, in Matthew 7:9, I'm going to quote you some. I'm not a preacher, by the way, I'm a salesman. But in Matthew 7:9, it says, what father will give his son a stone instead of a piece of bread? Well, what countryman will give another countryman a stone instead of a piece of bread if he plans to keep his union together, his country, his world? What world citizen will give his other world citizen brother and sister a piece of stone, right? Instead of a bread. And now you see some of these people throwing those stones back at you. Sticks and stones. The word hyperinflation is a very simple. It's an inflation, an increase in prices while your money value decreases, and also how much money you're getting decreases. And it becomes hyper when it doubles up, an exponential growth, and it's unstoppable. Today, this bread, and let's record it. Today, I'm saying I'm getting 3 breads for $1. Last year, this time, I was getting 5 breads, $1. Next year, today, let's see how many breads I'm going to be getting for $1. Our budget, our healthcare budget it was 3 point something trillion dollars, and that's on the conservative side. Let's see, and it was twice, right? It was twice it was twice of any nation. The spending is out of control because people are getting sick. People are, they're desperate in a lot of cases. So again, guys, I leave you with this. What father give his son a stone, a rock, instead of a piece of bread? So you choose, when you see a citizen out there that is burdened, what you're going to give him. So remember these things. We'll talk about it later. It's a new way of life, chaos, order, love of bread. But this is the dark side of economics. It's not my problem, right? Well, guess what? This and this is everybody's problem. Again, guys, tune in. Thank you very much for all your support. And remember this.
Watch it fly by as the pendulum swings. Watch it count down
In
to
the end,
end of the day. The clock